Thanks, John. Very excited to welcoming everyone together and getting us prepared for the 2024 summer camp season with our first virtual leaders update here, talking about a variety of different things for this evening. Got a couple things coming down the pike for us um, for this leaders update. We're going to have a variety of presenters sharing a couple different topics, right? So, my name is Steve Mock. I am the camp director at Resica Falls. We're going to have our assistant camp director, Jerry Reed, our new program director, Anthony Glass, his assistant program director, Dom Tomasetti, and then our director of outdoor adventures, John Bickle, who kind of opened up this webinar for us. Will be sharing some information on a variety of different topics this evening as we go through. And we've got that agenda up there now for us, right? So we're going to run through some important dates, some key things to make sure we're all prepared for as we're planning for camp. What's new in 2024, both programmatically and on the administrative front, and then wrap it up with any question and answers that people might have. Feel free to ask questions using the Q&A feature throughout the webinar this evening. Members of the team will work to answer those as we go through. At the end, there may be some questions that have been sort of common across the board, and we might answer those out loud in that Q&A feature for everybody at the very end of the evening. But to kind of get us all started off, I think we've got a little quick promo and then we're going to run into the important dates.
So, with everyone's week at camp getting closer each day, I just want to remind everyone that our program guide for the summer of 2024 has been published and is posted on our website. So that'll be from kayaking down the Delaware to our coffee drinking merit badge. The program guide contains everything you'll need to know about your stay at Resica Falls. That can be found directly at resicafalls.org/documents.
Mark your calendars. Here we go. If you don't have your pens and papers out, you can go to our website and catch all the information there. So that would be resicafalls.org. Here we go. Tonight we have our first leaders meeting, and our next leaders meeting will be April 3rd. And it'll be for leaders and senior patrol leaders. If they have any questions, we're going to concentrate some questions to the senior patrol leaders. We'll have updates for the youth and the leaders. We're going to focus, like I said, on the senior patrol leaders if they have some questions. All right. The next important date is March 31st. Program deposit due, $150 per scout. And that'll let you register when the program registration opens on April 6th. So every scout needs to have $150 paid in by March 31st. April 6th is the program registration. You can go on and schedule merit badges. Resica Rangers can sign up, and that's the first year camper program. And then our senior scout programs such as ATV, High Five, COPE, you can go on and sign up for them as well. May 15th, full payments are due. That's for leaders and for scouts. So keep that in mind. Put a big star in your calendar, April 15th. Excuse me, May 15th. May 15th. And then our next third get together is May 23rd at the leaders update. And we'll answer as many questions as you guys have. So that'll be our last leaders update, May 23rd. See you at camp.
So I know I speak for the entire leadership team when I say that camp has created a lifetime of memories, and all of us here on camp staff would love the opportunity to share that with as many scouts and scouters as possible. So if anyone you know that wants to spend their summer at Resica Falls as a staff member, they can visit resicafalls.org/staff to fill out an application, or email hello@resicafalls.org for any questions about volunteering or signing up to be a staff member.
All right, a couple of quick reminders or pieces of information that we want to make sure that everybody is is aware of. This is a change from last year in how we are handling the BSA registration requirements. So we wanted to make sure that this was a feature segment of our presentation tonight. If you took a look at the leaders guide, or the program guide that has been published already, you'll notice that page 3 has some significant changes that are namely around highlighting the fact that all of the leaders that attend camp need to be registered. This has been a policy of the BSA for a few years now, but it's been really highlighted in the recent changes in the Guide to Safe Scouting and the barriers to abuse policies that went into effect September 1st, and really highlighted the fact that everyone that is overnight camping in the BSA needs to be registered. So a couple of things that means for your troop while you're with us in camp. So everyone that is attending camp with your troop needs to be registered in the BSA in your unit to be able to register, to be able to attend summer camp with us this summer. This would be the same across all scout camps, regardless of which one you go to. There's a camp that's not doing that. They're frankly not following the BSA policy. So I like to throw that out there. This is a BSA policy, not a Cradle of Liberty policy. I'll talk in a little bit about how we, as the Cradle of Liberty Council, are following that rule and verifying that everyone's following that rule. But this is a national policy, so just want to make sure that to remind everyone, and it's mentioned on steps 2 and 10 of page 3 of the program guide, that all scouts and leaders attending camp must be registered with the BSA in the unit that you're attending camp with. So a couple of things that means. So if you are attending camp with a linked troop, that's great, cool, but you have to be registered in the troop that you are that you're attending with. So if you're registered in the linked troop, the G troop, but you're attending with the B troop, well, that means that you need to make sure that you're registered, also multiple registered in the B troop as well, just as an example. There was an Aaron on Scouting article back in, I want to say October, that really outlines this well, and just wanted to highlight that, especially for the linked units. But because sometimes that's a little bit confusing, but even with linked units, you need to be registered in the specific unit that you're participating in. So with that, just would like to walk through with everyone the BSA roster verification. So My.Scouting has a wonderful tool that is your unit's official roster as through the eyes of the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America. So we're asking that folks use that as the tool to help us verify that all of the folks that you've registered in Black Pug to attend with your unit also match up line by line, and all of those folks that are on the Black Pug roster for attending camp are also on your My.Scouting roster for attending camp. So what you'll be doing as it lines out in steps 12 and 13 on page 3 of the program guide, and I'm going to just read them here real quick for everyone. So step 12, it says you will download a CSV version of your troops roster from My.Scouting and upload it to your unit contact section in Black Pug so we can conduct a roster verification that all attendees on your summer camp roster are currently registered in the BSA in your troop. Do not edit this file once it's downloaded, and this must be done between the Monday and the Wednesday prior to your week in camp. So that means that if you're showing up on Sunday, we need it between the Monday or Wednesday prior to that. And it says further instructions will be available by today under the important documents page. So that will be there later tonight or tomorrow. But those instructions are now available. So that is a .csv. So most people will probably use Excel. Some others use a different file structure to download that. But what will happen with that, and the instructions lay this out, but you will upload that CSV file to your Black Pug registration for summer camp. And that will allow us to do a pre-check to hopefully make Sunday go a little bit faster. But then step 13 on page 3, this is now part of the check-in process. You'll arrive at the Resica Falls Elementary School on Sunday at your designated time for check-in. This is critical for a smooth and safe check-in experience. Bring with you a printed PDF version of your troop roster from My.Scouting that will be used as a final confirmation that attendees attending camp with your troop are registered in the BSA in your troop. Again, the specific instructions for this will be found on the Resica Falls Important Documents website. So again, what this means is it's very simple. It's just going into my.scouting, downloading that roster, both as a CSV and as a PDF. You might ask, hey, why do I have to do both? The CSV version, the Monday to Wednesday before camp, the goal there is, again, to speed up check-in on Sunday. We're going to have an opportunity to cross-check that and reach out to you with any discrepancies. We might say, hey, we see that Johnny Scout is registered in Black Pug to come to camp, but they're not on your my.scouting roster. That still gives you a couple days then to hopefully be able to rectify that situation. Because if somebody is not on your my.scouting roster by that Sunday when you get to camp, they're not going to be able to stay in camp with your troop this summer, whether it's an adult or a scout. Everyone attending camp must be registered in the BSA to be able to attend camp with us. So that's kind of the background of that one there. Any questions from the Q&A guys that I can help answer from that at this point? Great. Our hope is that this is straightforward. Talking with other councils, a lot of them are handling it in a pretty similar manner. So certainly happy to take any feedback that you have on that, and we'll always tweak a process if as needed and as is available. But it's really important to us to make sure that all youth and adults that are attending camp are actually registered in your unit. So again, like sometimes you say, oh yeah, Timmy's visiting from the summer, he's a scout in another counselor in another state, and he visits for the summer. Susie's coming over and going to join our troop because Susie can't go to troop camp with her troop. That's great, but for them to be able to come to camp, they actually have to be registered in your troop. They can be multiples with your troop, but they have to be registered in your troop to be able to join you at summer camp. So hope that's plain and simple. I expect that when you see the instruction, if you're not familiar with my.scouting, when you see the instructions, you'll see how straightforward it is. It's a total of 9 steps and 2 of them repeat. So I think you'll see that that's a pretty straightforward process. So thanks, everyone.
So our SEEK program at Resica Falls takes place from June 23rd till July 13th, and it's a program that we have created specifically to help train our next generation of camp staff. It's meant for scouts ages 14 and 16 and will be full of trainings dedicated to teaching any aspiring youth about the inner workings of staff. For more information, or to register for SEEK, you can visit resicafalls.org/SEEK.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Glass. I'm the program director at Resica Falls this summer. I'm going to be talking about what's new in camp in 2024. So first off, we are excited to be offering 2 new merit badges at Resica Falls this summer. One being Public Health, which will be taught at the Health Lodge, and the Scouting Heritage Merit Badge taught at the Civic Center. Now, all of our prerequisite information and scheduling information for when these badges are going to be available, as well as for all of our merit badges at camp this summer, it's going to be under the 2024 Merit Badge Class Catalog, as well as the Merit Badge schedule on resicafalls.org/documents. So under that important documents page where you will find our program guide. So you can find all of our Merit Badge scheduling information there. Next up is our ATV changes. So we're making some adjustments to the ATV program this year by expanding the schedule. So ATV is going to be open to scouts that are 14 years and older, and we're offering it in 3 separate sessions: 9 to 10:40 a.m., 10:50 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., and 2:15 to 3:55 p.m. Registration for ATV must be done through the Black Pug system, and all scouts have to complete our online training course before coming to camp for their week to participate in that program. In addition, we're going to be having some limited merit badge offerings in the afternoon. We're excited to offer 10 merit badges over 12 different sessions. Highlights, they include our art merit badge, the citizenship and the nation merit badge, climbing merit badge, as well as first aid. Like I said, there's 10 different ones, but those are some of the highlights. So there is time for scouts to be able to both do afternoon adventures and take a merit badge, so they don't have to choose between one or the other. And then our full merit badge schedule, so you can see what badges are available at what times. It's on resicafalls.org under the important documents page. And then finally, we're going to talk about our Resica Falls Olympic Village, which is an all new program for the 2024 summer camp to coincide with our theme, the Epic of Mount Resica. So in April, we're going to be doing a full theme overview during the SPL edition of our Leaders Update. But essentially, our Olympic Village will be patrols are going to set up some stations on the parade field, and then they'll showcase the culture of their chosen country. So that can be through a game, that can be through a dish that the patrol makes, or through some other activity of the patrol's choosing. So we'll be releasing a full list of countries during our April Leaders Update, so stay tuned. So those are our major programmatic updates, new programmatic updates for the summer of 2024. It's going to be a great summer, and we're really looking forward to it.
So Weeblos Week at camp this year will be July 28th through August 3rd. So if you are a den leader of a Cub Pack and are looking for a refreshing and fun week at camp, this would be a perfect experience for any 4th and 5th grader looking to get a jump start in their Scouts BSA experience. It'll include tons of programs like a trip to our BB range and an outpost night at Lake Roger. For more information, you can visit resicafalls.org/Weeblos.
All right. I get to talk about some of the new administrative things happening in camp in 2024. We're pretty excited about some of these changes coming down the pike. First and foremost, I'm happy to share with everybody that we are partnering with a new food service for the summer of 2024. The company is called Culinart. We've had Aramark the last few years, and we've decided that it's time to make a change. So we're going to be working with this company named called Culinart, which handles many schools and universities and other camps throughout this northeastern central east coast area of the United States. And we're working with them to make sure that not only are food allergies handled in an appropriate manner, making sure that all the needs that the scouts have are submitted via the online Google form, but handled in a direct communication with the chef during arrival on Sunday. But also that there's food that is prepared that is both scout focused and themed menu, right? With our theme, as Anthony said, with the Epic of Mount Resica, right? Tying in a little bit of modern Olympics, a little bit of ancient Olympics, right? We're going to have a variety of different foods centered around the theme to kind of tie that in as well. So we're very excited to be working with them, and we're hopefully to have some more details coming down the pike relating to our work with Culinart. Just like John talked about the ability to upload that roster, that My.Scouting roster in advance, we're also going to be taking swim tests via Black Pug this year. In the past, we've had you send any pre-camp swim tests to aquatics@resicafalls.org. Sometimes things get lost in the email and everything like that. However, you'll be able to take that pre-camp swim form, go and have a pre-camp swim test conducted uh, somewhere that is convenient for your troop, and then upload that in the Black Pug for us to then have your buddy tags all prepared for when you arrive in camp. It's a great way to help speed up the check-in process, and that is going to be a neat little feature there. Just that little change of upload it in the Black Pug, though, rather than emailing it to aquatics@resicafalls.org. And this next bit I'm really excited about. We're going to offer the opportunity to have your medicals reviewed before you arrive at camp. We know that the check-in process on Sunday is somewhat tedious at times and rather long for people. And all those pieces that happen need to happen so that we can make sure that everybody's coming into camp is going to have a good stay moving forward from Sunday. So we're looking to try and make that Sunday time a little bit better here. So we're going to be offering 3 dates that will allow you the opportunity to come to our Cradle of Liberty Council office and have your medical forms reviewed in advance. Those are all Saturdays, June 8th, June 29th, and July 13th. We'll have specifics relating to dates and relating to times and what exactly you need in order to kind of have your medical forms reviewed. But if you come with all your medical forms complete, they're reviewed by the team of volunteers that are going to making sure the forms are good. You're not going to need to handle that step for the check-in process, which should speed up Sunday afternoon and make things a whole lot better. We'll be coming out with more details about that, but I just wanted to share that little feature with everybody about the medical forms. So that'll be a pretty good time there um, on Sunday, hopefully, with some of these changes we're making to help make check-in a little smoother.
So our Troop 1 program in camp is designed to let every scout experience everything that Resica Falls has to offer without having to come to camp with their own troop. So whether a scout would like to spend a second week in camp or make this their one-stop summer getaway, they can participate in everything camp has to offer. And, as an added bonus, a second week in camp would be discounted to half the price. So every participant will be able to have twice the amount of fun at half the cost.
All right. So Jerry mentioned this earlier on, but our next webinar is going to be on April 3rd, Wednesday, April 3rd, 7 p.m. This is the Senior Patrol Leader Edition. So this will be heavily focused on a lot of the things related to the program and to the theme. So make sure that you and your Senior Patrol Leader join in on that date with us. There's a couple questions here in the Q&A that we're going to kind of go through and make sure everybody's okay with as we're going through. So I'll be answering a lot of those live now as part of the Q&A feature here, right? And if we don't get to answer everybody's questions or you think about questions after the fact, feel free to reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org, and we'll be getting back to you with those answers very, very soon. Question here about registration. For the program registration on April 6th, we'll come out with specifics surrounding the time and some detailed instructions on how to register for merit badges and Resica Rangers and things like that via Blackplug on April 6th. So we'll share that out. It will be sometime in the morning on April 6th. I think last year we did it around 9 o'clock, so it'll be somewhere around that time. So we'll be able to share that out down the road. Couple questions here about swim tests. So swim tests are good for 1 year. So a swim test conducted last year at camp would not necessarily still be good for attending camp this year. We do offer swim tests as part of our Sunday check-in process, but we also offer the opportunity um, for units to go on their own and have a swim test conducted outside of camp. You can take our swim test pre-classification form that is on the important documents page of resicafalls.org. The test needs to be conducted by a certified lifeguard or someone who has completed BSA swimming and water rescue training, and administer the guidelines that are outlined by the BSA for conducting a swim test. So you do that, the person that conducts the test fills out the form, and then you can upload that as part of your your check-in, your pre-work that has been turned in ahead of time. So that's there. So that is there as well for you as an option. We're working with our Council Aquatics Committee to offer some pre-swim tests, but we are not entirely sure that they're going to be able to work on that piece for us just yet. People are asking about physicals data before the pre-check dates. That last pre-check date is Saturday of week 3, right? So the summer's halfway over at that point. A medical form is good till the last day of the month that the physical was conducted, right? So really, if you have a physical that was conducted some point in July of 2023, that'll be good till July 31st of 2024. So there's that piece with that as well. And if you're not going to have all the medical forms done, then I'm sorry, unfortunately, the medical form pre-check isn't maybe going to be for you if you have to wait to get those later medical forms done down the road. Um, Someone asked about the medical pre-checks at Resica. We are looking to offer the medical pre-checks at Resica Falls as well as at the council office. We're not prepared to put out dates yet for that. Hopefully, that'll be something we can share at April 3rd. But we're looking to get that piece together. We know for sure that we can do those 3 dates in June and July at the council office, and we're looking to make sure we're set for having some dates at Resica as well for the pre-camp medical form checks. Right, we're going to come out with specifics more about the procedures around the medical form check and everything. So I'm not going to dive into a lot of those questions yet. We'll be sharing out an email with everybody on when and where and what you need to make sure that you have in order to do the medical form pre-check. Just wanted to share those dates and that offering, but specifics will be coming down the pike. Really, we want to have we don't want to have medical forms mailed into us. You should not be emailing medical forms. That is something that you're putting out there personal information. So I highly discourage you from emailing a medical form. We don't want to have you mail in medical forms because if there's an issue, then we can't necessarily correct that after it's been reviewed. If you've mailed the medical forms in. So we're looking to really have that an in-person review and make sure that those things can be handled maybe live there and in person or before you arrive at camp. Some of these questions are being typed as answers. I'm just rolling through some of the Q&A feed things here. Right. Couple questions about food and the menu and things like that. Those are going to be coming down the pike. We'll be sharing out details, how to submit food allergies, special diet requests, the menu later on in the spring. Still working with Culinart and figuring out some of these other pieces as we start this new partnership with them. All right, let's see what we got here. Got a question here looking about further communication. So we'll be continuing to share information out via email for units that are coming to Resica Falls. We also have our monthly newsletter, the Resica Spark, that contains information both about summer camp as well as other things happening all year long at Resica Falls, whether that's weekend camping, weekend programs, different projects, things like that are happening. So lots of stuff comes via email. We'll also be having 2 additional leaders updates that will be sharing more details about summer camp. And of course, you can always check out resicafalls.org that is filled with lots of information about the summer. One or two questions here about the about the My.Scouting roster uploads, right? So this is going to be a roster for your whole unit that you're going to be sharing, not just for adult leaders, right? So it will have youth protection dates and verification for those adults that are in your unit, but we'll also be listing everyone that is registered scout and adult that is in the unit that we can then use to verify and compare against your summer camp registration. So the My.Scouting roster that you're looking to upload is going to have both scouts and leaders on it. And like John said, you're going to update that between the Monday and the Wednesday before you arrive in camp. Just so that way it's up to date and accurate, and really what we're looking to compare your camp roster to and the unit roster. You might have some scouts add at the last minute, right? You might have some kids join your troop at the last minute that want to go to summer camp. So updating that roster as close to your arrival to camp while still giving us the time to review it is what we're looking for down the pike with that. Uh, Okay, question about Resica Rangers, right? The requirements covered for Resica Rangers are located in the program guide. They do work on some of the knife safety, woods tool stuff for tote and chip, as well as some basic fire building stuff. Not necessarily everything for the fireman shit, but that is um located in the program guide. Um, Question here about Resica Rangers and Swimming Merit Badge, right? We offer nature and exploration merit badges as part of the Resica Rangers program, in addition to the Scout, Tenderfoot, second class, and first class rank requirements. And all those requirements are outlined in the program guide under the Resica Rangers section. We do not offer Swimming Merit Badge. We've noticed that a lot of Scouts don't necessarily have the Swimming Merit Badge, or I'm sorry, the swimming skills to work on swimming merit badge as a Resica Ranger first year camper. If you choose to have your scout participate in a swimming merit badge class rather than the Resica Rangers program during a specific time, that would be on you to kind of um, to have them sign up for the swimming merit badge and realize that they're going to be missing out on some of those basic scout skills that the Resica Rangers program really focuses in on. But that's a unit level choice as well. Twilight programs question here. Variety of different Twilight programs are offered on Tuesday and Thursday night. All right. Full schedule will come out down as we get closer to camp. But not every Twilight program is operating on every evening. Um, all right. All right. So we're thankful that everyone's able to join us. There are still a lot of questions here in the Q&A. Some of them are rather very unit specific and things like that. So if you do have questions and you want them answered down the road, feel free to reach out to us at hello@resicafalls.org. We'll get back to you with all of your questions. A recording of this will be available sometime within the next week. You can go to youtube.com/Resica Falls, and that'll have not only this webinar, but a couple different promotional videos and things like that that you'll be able to check out and really see what we have going on at Resica Falls. So we look forward to seeing you in camp. And thanks for joining us, and have a nice night.